think I'm here. We'll see, though. We shall see. Hello. And welcome. I don't know why the beginning always feels slightly awkward. I guess it's just because I'm talking to a camera. What are we doing today? We're doing game design. After doing game design. Thank you, Status, for reminding me. What do I want to do? I don't know. I guess I'm going to finish this animation, I think, first. And then we'll take it step by step. Based on interest, motivation, all the above. Okay. So I kind of have some of the frames. A lot of noise going on in the hallways for some reason. We shall see if that becomes a problem that needs to be worth investigating. Okay. This is what we're working with. We'll stick with 20 for now. Now the question is do I want... Let's not fill with doubt. Let's just try something and see what happens. Why question when you can just do? I do like the position of the player here, so my thought is to try to keep that in mind. There's something going on here. Perhaps, since this is flinging the player at a high velocity, we just show the after frames of the branch. Do I want to do the branch, or what would it look like? That's a good question. I suppose if it was flinging yeah, let's just remove the branch and try to play with it. Maybe like this. And then it would wobble after that. Maybe it would maintain some of its shape. So there's like a little bit I have over here. I suppose we could do an after image type thing too. Like it's going really fast. Obviously that was a poor attempt at it, but Hello, Jazz. How are you? How's your morning? Let's try to do the wobble and see if I like it from there. Work lurking, big dog. Sounds like a plan. Sound like a good plan as any. I feel honestly much better about just redoing every frame and then seeing where that... Oh, actually, yeah, we came down for a frame, I think. Or a pixel. You sound exhausted. I think I'm just hot, but I am exhausted. I feel like I've just been thinking a lot. Psychically, I feel exhausted. But I still want to stream. Hello, Thomas. How are you? And I'm also trying to be a little quiet because I know there's businesses that are active right now, too. The nightmares do be relentless sometimes. Dude, your PC arrived? That's actually awesome. Is it up and running? Have you played any games on it? Broken it in? Yeah, awesome. Does it do everything you want and more? Height. I think I need more pixels, frankly. I'm watching your stream on it. Amazing. You're really breaking it in then. Okay, down, this. And then since we have some more, I feel like I was undercompensating because I was afraid to add pixels. I don't know why. Maybe it should just be kind of like whippy, almost like a thin stick. It is great for little money. That's all you can ask for. Just want to make sure I didn't miss any of your chats. Okay. I'm actually pretty happy with that. It is time, yes. It is time. Are you at work as well? Are you lurking? I'm going to upgrade in the future. That's awesome to hear, Thomas. Are you talking about like putting in a graphics card eventually or something bigger or what? The world is your oyster. You can do whatever you dream. Eating lunch. Perfect. Okay. So if it's whipping, it's probably going to have like one overshoot frame of the whip. That's kind of my guess. So it's going to linger on this position slightly longer. Ryu champ. So we got this slightly, but we can actually move it up. So up. Maybe we can even move it up one more. The world is my oyster, and I'm an otter. You know, I couldn't tell you what the diet of otters are, but I have a feeling since you went to the zoo, you know more than I do. Is it oysters? Do they eat oysters? Forgot the word otter, had to Google water weasel. Cute. See, whenever I think of otter, I think of the otter boxes, which is kind of a weird name for a phone case now that I think about it. Doesn't really make much sense. I never thought of an otter as like a hardy, like, sort of robust animal. Like, I thought of it more as like a weasel or like a rat or something, or a ferret, a water ferret, furry water snake with tiny paws. So, like, why didn't they name their thing like Turtle Box or something? That seems like it would have been much better suited for a name. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, they're like these phone cases that are multiple layers that you have to snap together, and it's supposed to make your phone like indestructible, but it's called the Otter Box. So they eat clams. Close enough. I honestly don't know what the distinction between clam and oyster is, other than perhaps oysters have an open shell and clams clam shut. CPU blah, 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 upgrade is 9400, then RAM 8 gigabytes in storage. Gotcha. Okay, sweet. That sounds like it'll be an investment, but you'll be able to do everything you ever dreamed of on it. So when are you getting into game design, Thomas? It's obviously the secret reason you're here watching my streams diligently. When are we going to get the Thomas special, the $20 Thomas game? I kind of want something in the middle here. Are you talking about Age of Empires 2? No, I'm talking about when you're going to make your game. When you're going to make a game. If you are. But I suspect you may. Gotta be learning enough programming tips by just watching the stream by now. Yeah. Okay, and then it's gonna obviously waggle downwards. Now I don't have much time. Are you saying you don't have time because of your schooling and stuff? Because don't lie to me. I see you on Age of Empires. You got plenty of time. Hey, Codathan. Hello, Puzzled. How are you? This is early for you. I guess it's early for us, too. How's your day going? I have to learn blind map of North America. You have to learn how to recite the entire map of North America blind. That sounds kind of difficult. I'm not even sure I could do that. Oh, also speaking of which, I wanted to thank follower Gab4Ghoul for subbing while I was offline. Or for following while I was offline. Thank you. Hopefully we'll see you in chat at some point. Just fought a 2-hour-long tactical battle. Is this what Age of Empires is like? No, Age of Empires is very fast. What kind of tactical battle did you... Is it like you playing Warhammer 40k? That usually takes a long time. Some of the games I played Grimdark were about 2 hours, and that was like an offshoot of Warhammer 40k. Tabletop war game, for anyone who does not know. You paint a bunch of things. Main things like state, lakes, rivers, cities. You gotta memorize all of that for the entirety of North America. Good luck. That sounds like a challenge. I don't know. That would take me some time. Mountains, maybe. Well, I was in some mountains, so that might be a little easier for me. I have a direct trauma and suffering related to mountains, so it's a little bit easier to remember that with that in mind. Okay, this. My favorite mountains are the Appalachians, are they? They might be mine, too. Triangle strategy, turn-based tactics. Took forever. I'd use every card up my sleeve. Last 15 minutes was just straight cheese, but I couldn't have done it without that 2 hours of setup beforehand. I have honestly never heard of triangle strategy. I'll have to look that up. Okay, so it's like an online... Got it, okay. Or digital, I should say. For anyone who doesn't know what this looks like. Myself included. It basically just looks like Final Fantasy Tactics and whatever that other popular game is. I only know the Smash characters. You got like Pyrrha and Marth. Why can't I think of the name? Fire Emblem. Reminds me of Fire Emblem. 2 hours though? Damn, that's a long time. Have you looked on minimalism? Yeah, wasn't I supposed to look that up? Is that a game? I think I did look it up. Additional mechanics and longer battles. Yeah, it must be much longer if it's 2 hours. I don't know much about the Rocky Mountains, but the Appalachians are just so cool and so ancient. Yeah, the Rocky Mountains, they're new, obviously. Some of the billionaires that moved out there just took a couple bulldozers and hired the locals to makeshift some, bougie mountains for people to hike on. That's why they have a lot more support on the trail, because it's just like a tourist trap for people that, pretend to hike. I hate it here. Mind you, that battle probably would have been 45 minutes if I selected normal mode. First playthrough on hard mode, probably a mistake. It might be a mistake if you, are in a hurry for something, but if you're trying to challenge yourself, then I don't think it's a mistake. Can we look up minimalism? Oh, yeah. I did look at this, didn't I? Is this what you're talking about? I believe I did look up something like this. Or something else. I thought it was a horror game. It's a mistake. If only I give up, which may or may not happen. Yeah, if you're spending 2 hours on a single battle, that sounds suffering. Did I have it right, Thomas? Is this what you were talking about? Yeah, this is it. Okay. It looks challenging. It kind of reminds me of I Want to Be the Guy, but obviously you're a cube, and it looks like you have some ability to attach to the walls. Pretty neat idea, honestly. Platform with a lot of levels, made in minimalist style. Interesting. I will pick it up. It's only 49 cents, so I'll grab it. And then we can play it. My relationship with horror games is interesting because I grew up in the de facto horror household. My parents, their anniversary is on Halloween, so every year Halloween was like a big event in our house, and my dad would always get Halloween related paraphernalia for my mom. So we always had like headless figures and giant talking clowns and blood and gore constantly. And then we used to host like a pretty big Halloween party every year. There's like 200 to 300 people Probably actually not that many. That's what they claim. I think it was probably like 150 or something, but it still was really large. And we did like hay rides and stuff like that. Actually, we're going to go down. Let's turn on my onion skin. I'm going to overshoot down. Up, down, and then we're going to do one extra frame of the down to give it a little bit of weight. And then we can return to the main position. We can even overstretch this a little bit, like it's wagging. Okay. Actually, do we need to do that? What does this look like? I think it stretches too far, which is what's bothering me. We're close. Da, 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 da. I feel like if we have one more frame of this stretching downward in some way. It's gotta all come down. It doesn't look right if it doesn't. Obviously we need a couple more frames, but okay, yep, we're getting there. We are getting there. This is still too long though. Does it look fine like that? It's okay to have some exaggeration in the size, but I do want to try to maintain some relative distance here, some relative form as well. Okay, that's looking a little bit more accurate. This might be too long now. That's okay. Alright. Then we're going to... Basically, we're going to actually just use this. We're going to go... Wow. Let's first shift up. So we can kind of return a little bit to the basic shape we got going. So this, that, and then obviously the branch is going to get stiffer from here. So maybe here, and then let's duplicate this again. It'll return to its normal branch stiffness. Maybe here? Yeah, that looks good. I'm trying to pick joints that I think would look... Yeah. It looks pretty good, honestly. I'm kind of happy with that. I gotta add in the highlights on the branch. But overall... And then we have to decide if we want another frame of the player here as well. Okay, so now we're going to scrutinize this branch's highlights and then try to duplicate them across. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing really has to be perfect, obviously, but I want some sort of semblance of consistency for both quality and so it makes sense. The thing you're looking at is in some way not dissimilar from its original form. Because if it becomes too ambiguous. Okay, this one is probably the least accurate form of the branch, but we're rolling with it still. Yeah. Let's fucking go. Hello, Bronoham, dude. How you enjoying your day off? What are you doing right now? What is clunking around in your head at this hour of the eve? Okay, we got something going here. Then obviously the wrench becomes more accurate. Okay. Awesome. That looks pretty good. So now we have to do two things. One, we have to duplicate this because the player has a shade. Actually, it doesn't really matter. It does not matter. Chopped wood. That's awesome. Caught up on sleep. That's good. Doing better than me. You got exercise and you caught up on sleep. That sounds amazing. Posting another vid, which will be edited? Oh my god, dude. You're really working yourself ragged on your days off. It's amazing how much energy you have when you don't go to work. Now, is this the first day you have off? Because in your last video, you said you had 2 days off, so I wasn't sure. I might do one more frame, but we'll see how it looks when we test it. Okay, so that works pretty good. Actually, we should figure out. I feel like it's going to be like here. Is that an absurd guess? I don't know. We'll find out. Let's see how well I know the player. Yeah, yesterday was a holiday, and then I took today and tomorrow off. Awesome, dude. So you had your recharge day, and then now you got 2 more days. That'll be nice. It'll be a good time. Obviously, this is going to be covered by the player, so I don't think that matters. This looks pretty good. I'm honestly content with this strange idea. Alright, so let's work on the collision mask now. Probably the most important part. How hard, because it determines essentially how hard it's going to be to grab this branch. I feel that's generous. We're going to see. Because the player can at max move with a V-speed downwards of 10 pixels. I feel like that gives them a couple frames to be able to grab that, depending on their speed. We'll test it. No sense in analyzing something when we can just full send and test it. That makes no sense. The do is much more important. Okay. So what the hell am I doing? Okay, we need phases. So I guess let's start with that. So 0 is going to be still. 1 is grab for the animation. 2 is after we grab it. It's just going to reset, so it doesn't matter. What was your thing? You made it sound like you were lacking sleep. You doing all right? I feel like I'm doing okay. I feel stressed, but I feel that's natural. We have a lot of things coming up, bills and otherwise. There's work to be done. Psychically, I think I'll make it. I appreciate the concern, though. I've been doing a lot of introspective work, too, so. And today's Tuesday. Also a draining day. Yeah, I feel like that's all we need. We're going to see. I might add another face. Today is the day for introspection. I feel it. Do you? Yeah, didn't we have an introspective stream for your last week on Tuesday? I forget what we were even talking about. Was it really last week? It feels like it was much longer ago. My time is all screwed up. Okay, still. And then grabbed. Yeah, Existential Tuesday. It was 2 weeks ago, I believe. Okay. I thought it was further away, but I can't even recall what exactly we talked about. Alright, I need to steal the... Where would I get that? Oh, I can just take it from the spear. Dude, the amount of things I've duplicated from the original dragon level, it's like... It feels like a ton of my code is just stealing from the dragon level. I mean, obviously everything's different, but I'm still using stuff. I find it really funny. Do we want this? No, I guess we only really care if it's in phase 1, so let's just put it there. Okay, so well, actually, before we get ahead of ourselves, instance exists WG player. I cannot think of a scenario where this would happen, but we might as well just plan for it. If WG player.dead is false, I can't imagine him being able to, you as the player being able to grab the branch when you're dead, but just in case. And if you're meeting the branch, and there was one more thing I wanted. So the player is going to fall if they're not dead, if they're, oh, and then obviously, yeah, if action is pressed. Sounds right. Oh, actually, hold, duplicate the sprite. Do we need to duplicate it? We could just use it. It would save a single sprite. That's gonna save on compiling times. Okay, fuck it, we'll use the sprite. It'll be just slightly different programming. Image speed equals 0. Okay, so if, yeah, we know how this works. We've done it 100 times before. Image speed equals 1. That's it? No, obviously not. So then it starts activating it. Stream offline. Huh? Am I offline? That would be kind of funny. Just yapping to myself. No. Is it lying to me? Maybe I read something wrong. Okay. It says I'm live. And 0 drop frames. Alright. Maybe it's just a hallucination. Okay, let's talk this out. We set the image speed to 1. The frames start counting upwards. Then we need to do player stuff. That's obviously not the only thing we need to do. We need to set this phase to 1. I think that's it. the player. No animations allowed. Equals true. No. Sure, move equals true. Actually, we can just do no input. Equals true. Image x scale equals 1. Because we don't want it turning. X equals other.x, y equals other.y. There's something else I'm missing. Let's try it again from the top. No animations. Oh, we need to set the sprite index. Perfect branch. Pulled. Clean up. Since exists OBG player. Okay. In phase 2, if if the animation's done, we do stuff. And then with myself, image speed equals 0, image index equals 0. Resetting the animation back to the first frame. So let's just grab this here to make sure the player exists in all contexts we are calling it, and then with the player, thrown equals true. V speed equals I don't know, we need like -16 or something high. And we can do H speed equals like -1, just so there's a slight. We can even do 0.5. I miss the sunshine already. You and me both. I miss hiking, surprisingly. It's something so simple about just waking up every day, setting up camp, and doing stuff. Were you in the sun recently? Is that why you miss the sunshine? Or is it just being in the four walls of your work? It's dark out so long already, and it's been rainy and cold. Gotcha. Yeah, the time is getting much shorter. Jade noted it when we were out yesterday. She's like, it's already so late. Being inside kills me. Well, it might deprive you of vitamin D. At the minimum. Speaking of which, did I even take my vitamin D today? I wish I was a farmer already. You can be in Stardew. Ugh, I'm not even sure I took my iodine either. HDES, bruh. I read that as Hades. Hades, bruh. I can't even remember his name. I used to watch that show growing up. Tommy, that's what it is, right? Is it Tommy? I think it is Tommy. Okay. I do too every time. That's funny. Hades fans in chat? Yeah, Tommy Pickles. Okay, gotcha. Hades Scream. There's a Scream one too. That's funny. Interesting to use the little Rugrats as your primary react emotes. I wonder what that symbolically says about whoever's stream that's from. Alright, what am I doing here? Oh, we actually have to change the... do we? Do we have to? Do we have to change the position? I think we do. Status. Okay, the status is just trolling me, I think. Y equals... minus... Oh... We gotta turn gravity off. Do I have gravity access on the player? I think I do. I have a whole no section. No. We could just do no SCR move. I think that would kill gravity. SCR move. And then we also got to duplicate that in the cleanup step for when this object is destroyed. That's what the cleanup is. So like every time I restart the room, the object will technically be destroyed. I want it to free up the player's variables again. I think we're going to subtract y minus equals 10. Let's just see what that looks like. Actually, let's do 14. Actually, 16 feels like a good number to me. That might be too high. Let's do 10. I'm second guessing myself. I'm triple guessing. All right. What am I looking at here? Okay, so then we need to go back to phase equals 0. But we probably want to wait so they can't re-grab it 200 times. Or should I leave it just to see? That would be kind of funny. We should probably program the wait. We'll leave it for now. I want to see what happens. I want to see if I could just hug this branch forever. Alright, then we also need to free up the player as well. So all these are going to be set to false after this. So the animations can continue, the player can move, and this is actually, it says no script move, which is like all the gravity and everything. So it's actually kind of redundant to have the no input allowed. We're going to turn off the whole movement script anyway, so they can't move, but I'm leaving it for now because I don't care. I have a feeling it'll work, but we'll see. Oh, actually, we also need to check the branch position because I increased the sprite size, so that is now slightly different. Okay. And we shall compile and see if that works. I've been thinking a lot about a lot of things, but I've been thinking a lot about motivations for art over time because I do wonder, going back 5 years ago when I first made this game, like the impetus. And I know some examples of it, like it was a sort of catharsis in the beginning for the prototype to overcome, you know, feelings of self-hate and things like that and other problems, but I can't even remember what the YouTubers use for the safe version, the monetizable version of the word. I think like they just use unaliving or something like that. But it was like a catharsis for that. And then my motivation changed because I got a lot of validation from people around me that were interested in my work. And then it's even changed since then as I try to defeat like the aspect of perfectionism. Been a lot of thinking, frankly. Oh, we're close. We are really close. What the oh, I turned off SCR move. That's why. I set it to true, that's why. Okay, let's fix it. I wrote in my journal the motivation I was kind of working with. My quote is, for my impetus for working is, I don't think the things I've made are perfect, the best, or even good. They are simply things I wanted to see in the world. And I feel like that's something I am kind of taking my art as I move forward. I'm making them because I want to see them. Because no one else but me can bring them out. This is pretty good. But actually, the player's fling needs to happen the frame that the branch. Also, the V-speed seems surprisingly low. Maybe do 25? That seems really high, though. Okay, so we need a if image index is greater than or equal to, and then whatever the frame is, it's probably like frame 5. And then else. Oh, actually, we don't want that. We want to set this. We actually need a variable. We can just do polled, make it easy. So it's going to be set to false. And then when the player polls it, it'll be set to true. Because we need some way to turn this off so it's not running every single frame that it's above our desired frame that we want in the animation. So then we're going to set, actually we can do and polled equals true, but then when we do this we can do polled equals false, so that this only runs one time. So then with the player, they're thrown, they move upwards, their HP is set to negative, they have 10 here. We reset all of their things to allow them to move, and then now we just need to find the frame that they are good, and it's after frame 5. So if it is greater than or equal to 5, I might do 6. We'll try 5 first and see what that looks like. I want to make sure that there's not any frames where the player does not exist for it. Oop, and then let's make sure this is the reset branch process, and this is the fling player process. We'll see how that looks. Yeah, I guess I just found it interesting. The motivation for working has changed at different times. Obviously, I only listed just a few of the things I've identified. For different levels, there are different motivations for why I want to express them. But, whoop, I missed it. Pretty good. That's exactly what I was thinking, honestly. Okay, the throne actually inhibits me quite a bit. I might have to turn that off. Because you can't actually move when you're thrown. And I would actually like the player to be in... What the fuck? I would like the player to be in control. Oh, I think it's because it's thrown. Yeah, okay. We're actually going to turn thrown off. We're going to do a higher V-speed. And technically the HP is not going to matter because thrown doesn't matter. So they'll be able to move, but... we can also try doing it a little bit higher. And I may make the branch bigger if it is hard to grab, but I've only failed to grab it one time so far, so... But I also want to make sure that if you're going to be grabbing it multiple times during a fight, I guess that depends on the fight, frankly. It's not even something worth thinking about now. I can always make the box bigger, the collision box bigger, if I find it annoyingly difficult to grab the branch if you have to use it multiple times during a fight. Okay, pretty good. Might be too high now. So the player still has control. They can go through either direction. The branch is pretty grabbable. You can kind of just spam it, worst case scenario. And it's pretty consistent. Kind of a little fun gimmick. My thought was that I wanted to have attacks that were not avoidable except by falling down here. And I'd say I've succeeded with regard to the silliness of this particular mechanic. Obviously the H speed can be adjustable. I might make the branch slightly bigger. Just slightly for now. It is kind of small. I think I want more of the down. That should be good. And then let's adjust. Is this what I'm looking for? Yeah. Let's go back to 25. I want to see what that looks like again. That should be good. It's kind of a stark contrast, the difference between 5. I mean, this just barely gets me up. I'll make a note of it. 25, just up, both directions. 30, pretty high. So if we want somewhere in the middle, we can do like 27. See what that looks like. I like the idea of it both being useful for avoiding something that is like short and fast, and also something that is like really tall. So actually adding the ability to make a player decide which one would actually be pretty interesting, but I'm not sure how I would do that consistently. That would actually be pretty challenging. That's a good idea, dude. Brain, good idea. Okay, what the fuck? 27's pretty good. Man. My brain is throwing me off track. Alright, so let's take it into consideration. If the button is continually pressed, then we could use the higher V speed. If it is not pressed, then we could use the lower V speed. That is the only mitigation. Do you have any advice for procrastination? That's really funny you ask me, the guy who chronically procrastinates. God, what, 70 levels of procrastination here? That's a good question. Do I have advice about procrastination? As someone who's bad about procrastination, I have something to say about it. Yeah, lol. I've read a lot of books. I've read a lot of self-help stuff trying to solve various internal problems of mine, or things that I determine are problems. They may not necessarily be problems, just things I want to change about myself. As for procrastination, my general advice to anybody without fully knowing what exactly they're procrastinating or struggle with would be first an identification of obviously what it is you're procrastinating. And I mean, narrow that down. Is it specifically something that you're avoiding? Is it a wide category of different things that you procrastinate on? Is it sort of just like you procrastinate on everything? I would identify it first. And then the second thing I would do is identify your feelings with regards to procrastination and reflect on them. Like, acknowledge within and without. Like, is there, like, what do I feel when I procrastinate this particular thing? Or what are the feelings that happen immediately before I procrastinate this particular thing? Because there's often a feeling that you get, be it like maybe anxiety, or maybe it's like, something fearful of, in my case, sometimes I feel like it's a fear of failure. Like I don't want to fail, but I also don't want to succeed in some respect, because then I would have to acknowledge like something. And I think that's from, well, we can get into psychoanalytical stuff later, but regardless, I would identify your feelings with regards to before procrastinating and after. So to reiterate, the first step is identify if you're procrastinating everything or one specific thing. The second step is to identify your feelings with regards to procrastinating, whatever that is, if it is everything or otherwise. Because, once you introspect and understand that, it's going to help you overcome whatever the problem is. And then the third thing is you can start implementing some things to overcome the procrastination. You have to figure out if you are somebody, the third step is figure out what your motivation is to begin with. Because some people are motivated by fear. They're motivated by negative things happening. So things like deadlines, that can be a motivation for some people. They are motivated by the negative after effects that occur if they don't do a particular thing. Some people aren't motivated by the positive outcome of actually doing the thing, which is why they procrastinate. And they find themselves up at the deadline, with all the weight on their shoulders, and they got to crank something out because they're only motivated by things like stress or fear or other potentially negative things. Not that stress is inherently negative, because I think stress can be positive. It can be a positive force for change. So that would be some of my general advice. After the third step of figuring out what motivates you to do the task that you're doing, and that's after you've identified the problem, the task itself that you're procrastinating, you've looked into the feelings surrounding that task, and then the third thing is you have identified whether you're, and these are just two of the categories, but whether you're motivated by positive outcomes, rewards, or perhaps punishments. Perhaps you're more motivated by a punishment at the end, or a punishment if you don't do a particular thing. Then I would implement that within whatever you're trying to achieve. Some other shortcuts that you can take to help you with things you procrastinate. If you are somebody that wants to, for instance, play music, something you can do is decrease the distance between you and getting to the task. So you can have, instead of your guitar in your closet, you can have it out next to you. I have mine behind me right now. And having it just easier to access can be something that you would do more often. So if you want to read a book, or there's a book you have to read, having it somewhere close to reach that you are often is something that can help. Obviously, you still have to acknowledge and engage with it. It's not just going to float into your lap and you're going to read the whole book, but that's at least one little life hack type of way, is to reduce the amount of friction it takes you to do something, because we're habitual creatures. Our brain is a bunch of grooves. Like if you imagine a car driving on a road and wearing down, and it's driving the same track over and over again. Our brain is sort of like that over time. It becomes really lazy, but efficiently lazy at doing the same thing over and over again. So it can help to try to change up things in order to, keep yourself from being entirely in those ridges all the time. Anything to swap it up. And things like meditation can help with that too, but that's besides the point. I think those 3 steps are ultimately the answer to your question of procrastination. It is, what are you procrastinating? What are your feelings about procrastinating it? How does it make you feel internally or externally? And 3, are you motivated by positive or negative things? And then 4 is probably implement something. Implement a reward system or a punishment system based on who you are. That would be my advice. Me telling myself last 10 minutes, I got to go learn for an exam. Me after 2 hours. Yeah, exactly, dude. Yep. Dude, I have days where it's just like, I look at the clock and I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this today. And then I look at the clock and it's been like 5 hours. And I'm like, what the hell happened? What am I doing? I'm getting better, but man, it is difficult. Even sometimes I balance between stream in that way, because stream is like you have people watching you, so you can't just like do nothing, right? Like if you set a goal for yourself. And I've seen people actually sell services like study services where you just load up with a webcam with a random person and all you do is just do your work. That's it, basically. I thought that was pretty interesting, because like the idea of having somebody like watching you, you tend to be more focused naturally, which is like in a work environment. Obviously, if other people are around you to keep you held accountable, then you're gonna more likely keep on task. Thank you, Goat. Yeah, no problem, Thomas. I hope that helped. I could probably think of a couple other like life hack type stuff with regards to procrastination, but that's probably the best general advice I can give you on it. I keep thinking today is Monday. Yeah, no, it's not Monday. It is Introspective Tuesday, which is why we're here. All right, so since my inspiration and the muse in my head is not satisfied with this outcome, we are going to change it. So I do quite like what I did, but it could give the player a little bit more control, and it could be more fun. So we have action pressed right now, and action press is okay, but I believe it only checks for, can I load up okay. Yeah, we need keyboard check. Okay, so we gotta do some sleuthing here, a little bit of stealing, a little bit of trespassing, a little bit. Why am I in the sprites? I need to be here. Yeah, player. Do I even have an item pressed? Now that I think about it, I don't think I do. What do we have here? Obviously, it's going to be a keyboard check. Check access or buttons movement. Okay, let's copy this. We're going to change it, but we need something weird for this, actually. Okay, let's go back to the branch. All right, we gotta put together a strange thing here. So we gotta make a statement. I'm gonna copy the baseline stuff, and then we're gonna edit it from there, because this is gonna be a little odd. But I refuse to be haunted by these things in my head any longer. We will just do them as they come up, and I will lay them to rest. Okay, so we're going to do action press, because I want to know if the key is still being pressed and held. You would. I would lay them to rest. I would. What time is it in your country? It's 2:36 p.m. I would like to be laid to rest. I don't know why I find that so funny. Why do you have the asterisk at the end of it? I would like to be laid to rest. Make me worm food. Why does it sound more suggestive the more you get into it, Jazz? I don't understand. Is that just my brain, or are you intentionally doing this? All right. Trying to keep slightly on track here. So action press, we need to make sure that... Oh, actually, yeah, we need to make this buttons or movement. What is this? Why is the sad emote here? Make me warm food? Crying or raining? Raining sad face. Alright, I think this works. So we're checking if the action is... Do I like the verb form more? Pressing. Action pressing. Does that make more sense? Yeah, let's do pressing. Pressing makes more sense in my head. Grass Lord. That is a unique... Is that from... What is that from? Elden Ring? GR? What does GR mean? Good rest. Jazz is just asking for some drama to come up in the bank. I keep hitting... Okay, got it. Sorry. You're hitting send on accident. It's fine. Grasslord looks like an Elden Ring boss for me. I don't know why. Alright, what am I doing? So how do I do this? With... Oh god, this is gonna be so stupid. Alright, we're gonna do it. This is kind of like Inception. It's terrible. Okay, I'll explain why this is so dumb after I do it. Give me 1 second. Okay, if this works in my head the way it does. So with other, if action pressing equals true, then we gotta do other dot vspeed equals -30, else other dot vspeed equals -27. Or actually, let's do 25. Let's make it lower so it's like significantly different. Alright, so the reason this is dumb, if this works, okay, is we're within the context of the branch. Okay, so we have access to the branch's variables in the create event. Okay, so I'm within the branch, I'm calling now to the player because I want to be within the context of the player to adjust their variables. And then for, just so you know, the create event for the player is obviously much more robust and longer. I have a lot of variables I can adjust on the player, okay? So, with that in mind, we are inside the imperfect branch. In summary, I am now bringing us into the context of the player. And then within the context of the player, I am drawing us back to the context of the imperfect branch so that I can access this action pressing variable that I have here. And then I'm checking that variable, and then I'm within the branch, which is within the player, which is within the branch. I'm calling other again, which is not this other, it's the player. So to reiterate, I am within the branch calling the player. And then I am calling the branch from inside the player. And then I'm calling the player from inside the branch from inside the player, which is inside the branch. Let's see if that works. That's a really dumb way to program that. And it's not efficient at all. But it might just work. Actually, I'll show you the better way to program it after. Because that is so dumb. I cannot keep that in there. That's terrible. Okay, let's see if it works, though. I feel it will. Should I play Elden Ring? No, I can. Finally. Yeah, dude, you should play Elden Ring. It's a good game. I haven't put that much time into it, but it's a good game. I can see that. All right. Okay. Well. Oh my god, it works. Okay, so when I hold down the button when I'm on the branch, it flings me higher. And when I just hit it, it's pretty low. I actually might need to do 26. Oh, what was that? What? So if you're holding a direction, for some reason... Oh, if you're holding left? That makes sense. Oh, it's because of the H speed. What is this? Night gathers, and now my watch begins. It shall not end until my death. I shall take no wife, hold no lands, father no children. I shall wear no crowns and win no glory. I shall live and die at my post. I am the sword in the darkness. I am the watcher on the walls. I am the fire that burns against the cold, the light that brings the dawn, the horn that wakes the sleepers, the shield that guards the realms of men. I pledge my life and honor to the night's watch, for this night and all that nights. And all that nights. That last line is great. What is that even from? It sounds like a Game of Thrones reference or something, or some weird... I'm an accountant. I don't dance. To come. For nights to come. Okay. Gotcha, I did not know that. It's got... Oh, Game of Thrones. I did have it right. Okay. I think I said Game of Thrones. Yeah, Game of Thrones. Awesome. Okay. I have not watched or read Game of Thrones. It just sounded like... Is that in the book? It makes me want to read the book less. Is that the reaction I'm supposed to have? Okay. Why does that happen? That's really interesting. So if I'm holding left, but if I'm holding right, it doesn't matter. It just flings. When do you get affiliate? Honestly, I think I'm pretty close. I think I need 50 followers. And I'm at like 40 something. I gotta be, I'm pretty close. I'm hella close. But then you guys will have to watch ads, so maybe there's just a couple of people that are like, I don't want to follow because I don't want to see ads right before I watch stream every time. And you know what? I don't blame you. I support you. Alright, we have a weird bug. I don't know how to fix it. Play this, please. Finally. Fart sound effects. I don't play mysterious videos, but I will open it up and look at it. Oh, I see. It's the thing I read. Okay. I'm not gonna do it because I don't want to get copyright struck, but I think you can get that on Twitch, or at least your stream will be muted. But I will watch it later. Thank you for the link, Thomas, for the context. Why does it... Okay, so if I'm holding left... Did I actually recompile this? Let's do it again. Oh, actually, let's do 26 too. Because if you're holding left, it shouldn't affect your V speed. That's really interesting. The portion of stream gets muted. Okay. Yeah, I didn't... That's why I try to avoid playing music and stuff. And I'd rather you guys listen to the dulcet sound of my voice. And besides, when I listen to music, I just listen to the same song on repeat until I hate it, and then I go to the next song. Or I find an album that's just kind of like... It doesn't even have to be good. I just have to like it, and then I'll just play it. The whole album. Speaking of music... Oh my. Speaking of music... I don't get that. So wait, if we... When will you Spotify my favorite song? I'm gonna have to do it soon. You keep, you're on me about it, so I can't procrastinate any longer. I need to put it out there for you. Oh, is it because... No, that wouldn't make sense. I'm not colliding with the branch anymore? That doesn't make any sense. Why doth you do this to me? Okay, actually we have this terrible code, so let's start with fixing that and see if that changes it. So we can actually just do if action pressing equals true, and then we can just do UG player.vspeed equals -30, else UG player.vspeed equals -26. So yeah, we did all of this weird other reference stuff, but we literally don't need it. That is just very bad programming practice to call all of that stuff that way. So for the hilarity though, I wanted you to see what is possible. So what we're doing here is, since we're already in the context of the branch, I'm just addressing the player and being like, set the vSpeed, rather than opening up the player and then going back to the branch and then doing this code, which is referencing the play in the context of this. It's kind of obnoxious. Okay, let's see if that changes it. I want more crackers and coffee, but it's so late for caffeine. Is it late for caffeine? It's 3 o'clock. I guess if you go to bed at 11, it's probably too late. I feel you. I usually have yogurt with chocolate, 99% cacao, no sugar, and even that 1 milligram of caffeine definitely helps. But I was out. I go to bed at 9:30 or 10. Man, dude, Bruno is keeping you up late. Okay, I think I forgot a bracket somewhere. Oh, yeah. Okay, so technically, yeah, okay. This needs to be commented out, but everything else we can keep, because we will be addressing the player. Yeah, I was almost late this morning because I couldn't get up. Old. At what time do you go to sleep? So usually I go to sleep at 11 now. It's kind of arbitrary though, because I was up pretty late last night just because of waking up to nightmares and other weird things that my psyche wanted to torture me with. But yeah, and that doesn't excuse any of the actions that I took as well beforehand to stay up late more than I usually do. But I try to do 11, and I try to get up early. That's usually when I go to sleep. I said, Jazz, I don't think you're that old. Old? It was funny. I was at Jade's appointment, and I was looking at the sleep graphs because they had like recommended sleep by age. And their recommended sleep by age was like 9 hours for younger people, and then it was like basically 7 to 8 for the rest of your life. And then even it was less time when you were 60, which I thought was interesting. I'm 27, basically dust. I'm older than you? Oh my god. What the fuck? My sleep routine is crap. Hey man, it happens, but it's easy to fix it. You just gotta turn off your lights, turn off stuff, stop engaging with blue light and computers. Don't sound shocked. I'm shocked that I'm older than you. For some reason, you had this air of being older than me. I don't know what it was. 2 hours of sleep a day. Is that you? Cody thinks I'm a crusty old hack. I do not. I never said that. Sounds like you're a young crusty hag. No. Yeah, big sad. What are you guys big sadding in chat? There's nothing sad about it. Thomas is only getting 2 hours of sleep. That's why he's online all the time. Now with the computer, it's going to be even worse, Thomas. Did you think about that? Did you think about your health when you bought your computer? You're going to suffer much more. A young crusty hag. She repeats it in chat, muttering it more to herself than anyone else. Alright, seriously though, why is this branch not working? It's because I'm old and didn't get any sleep. That's what it is. And I don't understand what's happening. I can't consider the context of all of this at once. Does moving somehow reset my V-speed? That makes no sense. You know what we can do? Is that gonna work? That seems stupid. Is it gonna work? I don't know. New Discord name for sure. Yeah, wear it as a badge of honor. That's what you should do. This morning I went to sleep at 4:30 and getting up at 6:30. For school? You went to sleep at 4:30 a.m. and you got up at 6:30 for school? Thomas is on the death sleep schedule. The increased stress for my body schedule. Yeah, forget all that information I gave you about procrastination. Thank you for the follow. Fuzzy Buzzy. Thank you. That just blared in my ear. It shocked me. Thomas, just forget all the information I gave you about procrastination. What will help you is sleep. That's it. He's young. He's spry. He can do it. He can't do it. He's suffering. Just get sleep. That's the first answer. You can't focus on stuff. Get sleep. Yeah. Forget all the other advice. Don't remember the 4 steps. Just go to bed. Tire yourself out before bed too. Do some exercise. Actually, I think they recommend you don't do exercise before. Yes, we have our new follower, Fuzzy Buzzy. Welcome, Fuzzy Buzzy. If you have any questions, just ask me. We're just yapping. For some reason, I remember that yap. Hiya, hello, welcome. How are you doing today? I just remember that dog yap emote for some reason. It's in my head. Nope, just looking for other Game Maker Studio 2 users. Awesome. You're a Game Maker Studio 2 user. What have you made? Link it, please. I want to see it. Be careful. Sleep takes over your life. Please touch grass and see the sun. Yeah. Only get your allotted sleep with a doctor's recommendation. Ask your healthcare provider before getting any more sleep, as it could interfere with activities during the day. Getting vitamin D. Making a Zombies Ate My Neighbors clone. No links. Dude, that sounds awesome. Zombies Ate My Neighbors is a game for the Super Nintendo? Am I right? I don't know. I actually might be wrong. I'm hungry because I'm so tired. You're doing too much work, Jazz. That's what the problem is. Oh, dude, I had it right. It is the Super Nintendo. Awesome. Yeah, gun shooter. Okay, I knew what you were talking about. That's awesome, man. Or woman, whatever. Awesome. Yeah, I remember this game. I played a bunch of it. I think it was local co-op multiplayer, too. I remember the weird sprites as well. That's awesome to hear. I'm excited to see it. Is this Resident Sleep? Sleep video games? This is Thomas's life, bro. Your computer is so going to destroy your sleep schedule even more. That's awesome. So you're making it in Game Maker Studio 2? Well, if you want to share links or pictures or whatever, you're welcome to share them in my Discord or here. So just so you know, I always like to meet other game devs doing stuff. I find it really interesting. And I also like how convenient Game Maker Studio 2 is for making actual 2D games. I've been working on the same game for like 5 years. My game Jump Off the Bridge now. But I have prototyped a bunch of like other random stuff on the side, and it's always really quick to test an idea to get something going. So, and I'm also using the beta version of Game Maker. I don't know if you're using that or you're using something else or whatever. Oh, actually, my solution to this problem was to add a temporary throne, which we will do. Timer equals 5. We only need it to happen for a single frame, and it's kind of cheating in a way, but I'm going to do it anyways. Also, I will say, Fuzzy, I am not a very good programmer. Just so you know. Do not take any of the stuff I'm doing as good programming. I kind of just figure it out as I go. All right, so we need to do same. We're the same. What's your artist name on Spotify? It's just Cody Penn, I think, right now. It should just be my full name. You should be able to find my first album on Spotify, I believe. Yeah, I would say Fuzzy in that regard. I am more of the artist type. I care more about the art aspect of it. Link? Do I have a link? I don't know. I'm sure I could find it. I think that's it. I'm confused. What section in Discord can I post whip stuff in? You can post it anywhere you want. Everybody kind of just uses the other channel at the bottom as our like dump for images and stuff right now. I think I'm going to have to make a bunch more specific Discord stuff. But for now, just put it in other. I've been getting a bunch of people sharing like different work they're working on and stuff like that. And right now my Discord is focused on Jump Off the Bridge, but I was going to try to open it up to make it other stuff. Oh, dude, we got images. Sweet. Can I send you a pic? Yeah, you can send a pic of the PC, bro. Send it. Dude, you even got sounds in here? Dude, that is glorious. That's awesome, man. Good work so far. That one sound for the zombie is slightly high in my ear, but I think that's me. Oh, it might be the gun. That is so cool, dude. I love your sprites. Do you do everything yourself as well? The walk animation for the zombie is pretty good, particularly. Dude, this is glorious. Keep up the good work. Oh, we got even more. We're getting spoiled. We got Sadako. That's a great effect. It sounds like you're having fun with it. I really enjoy that. Definitely keep us updated on it. Dude, this is the faded PC as well. Look at this beast. How big is this, Thomas? You don't have the banana for scale. Judging by the fan, I'd say it's like kind of mid. I'm learning new stuff every... That's awesome. Learning new stuff every day. Yeah, what do they call that? A mid chassis or a middle chassis or whatever that's called? I can't tell. It looks super clean, Thomas. That's awesome. And yeah, awesome game, Fuzzy. That's super cool too. When do we get to play it? You got a timeline? You don't have to. I just was curious. And are you going to do the co-op in any capacity? Like some sort of couch co-op or anything like that? What am I doing here? We're going to set the timer. Well, no timeline, new to game making. Makes sense, I understand. Yeah, when you get closer to releasing, if you need any help specifically with Steam, I've released my game on Steam, so I might be able to help you. Dude, 2 months, that's really good timing. From 0 to that, or did you have any programming experience? Did you go to college for any of that stuff? Anything like that? Or is it just 2 months ago you get Game Maker, watch tutorials, and then you're here now? 2 months is a great time. I'm a chronic procrastinator, as we talked about slightly earlier. So I have a lot of levels that are read and a work in progress. Tutorial hell before I started. Okay, gotcha. No, that's really great progress for 2 months. I'm excited to see what you do with it. And like I said, I don't know if I finished my statement, but if you need help with Steam type stuff, you can let me know. I might be able to help you with that, at least answering questions. As for itch.io, I have not released anything on itch.io. I know people do a lot of stuff over there too, though. Especially for like first games and things like that. if you're just releasing something for free, itch.io is a pretty good place to do it. Maybe I need an active timer function. Yeah. Okay. We're going to turn throw on. True. And then we're going to... We're going to activate the timer. Actually, that's kind of redundant because I could simply just set an alarm. Okay, we're going to set an alarm 0 equals 5, and then that'll just do its thing rather than turning it off. If instance exists OG player dot thrown equals false. Okay. That should inhibit the ability to move left and get off the branch. I think. We will see. Yeah, tutorial hell seems like a fun time. It's been a while since I've watched a tutorial on anything. So cool you're doing coding because it's hard to find game maker coders. Yeah, I've noticed that. I noticed it's either you're kind of just, to watch. Because you're either stuck with just like a tutorial or you're stuck with like somebody who's like doing a lot of sprite work and stuff like that. To be fair though, it's also difficult to code on stream. So my progress coding on stream is much slower than if I'm obviously just silent in a room or something like that. Okay, it works. It really does work. Okay. So for 5 frames, the player is in throw, and they are prevented. Twitch is mainly like Unity, Unreal, which I hope to get to one day, yeah. I actually took a course in 3D when I was in community college, so I have some 3D knowledge as well, and I was debating on going to 3D at some point. Oh, that's silly looking. I'm glad you enjoy it, yeah. I was trying to do, my goal was I struggle with like perfectionism, so I was trying to just create a level where I sort of deal with any ideas that I have that are silly. I'm just gonna like put them in the level, and then we're gonna see what comes of it, rather than trying to be perfect about it. But I wanted something. One of the actual, to give you context, one of the first bosses you encounter in my game is the like orange dragon. My game is mostly. I've sold copies all over the place, but my main group of players is China, and they really dislike, well, they've mentioned the fire dragon quite a bit as being like pretty difficult. So that's what it looks like for the dragon. And then in hard mode, I made a hard mode version of it, which is much more difficult. Like the spears will get up and run away, and then there's a different fireball phase for each that you have to avoid, each health heart, to finish my statement there. And it's much more challenging. Thank you. I appreciate that you enjoy it. So is this. It's taking all my focus. Give me a second. I didn't think I could one-shot it, but okay. I did get the spear though. All right, so yeah, that's so that was the dragon for hard, and then I wanted to do a silly dragon for perfectionism to deal with that. So this is like Cuphead, dude. Thank you, I appreciate it. I have done a lot of weird stuff. One of my design ideologies was to do something different every single level, and I think I've achieved that. It looks hard. Some of it is pretty difficult, but some of it is also pretty easy. Actually, surprisingly, one of the most difficult levels is the boomerang levels, because you have to sort of like anticipate when the boomerang comes and ascend these platforms to get to the top. Especially when you go off screen, it's a little difficult. But I have a lot of other levels. I mean, this one isn't particularly challenging. It's more just a matter of figuring out where to go and how to go there. Some are just weird. And just kind of zany. This is a commission I had. Well, part of it is a commission I had. And then I just decided to run with it. Here's a level where you can't break pots, because if you do break all the pots and then try to get to the end, this guy will just kill you. So it's kind of like a really difficult platforming level. I actually haven't done this level in forever. I haven't even looked at it. I'm not even sure I could beat it. Where do I even go from here? I think over here. I had a path in my head. Yeah, okay. We incurred some losses, but I got $1,000, so. But yeah, I got a lot of weird levels, a lot of strange stuff. I was even working on the Qbert level. I don't know if you know Qbert, that old. Obviously, if you know SNES, you probably know Qbert. I don't know how old of a person you are or gamer, but I was trying to make like a Qbert parody. Kind of like WarioWare. Yeah, a little bit. I actually was going to parody WarioWare for a level as well. My goal is just to have a different level. I found that when I played games, they weren't like curious or interesting enough for me. And then when I started making games, I was like, you know, I really want something unique and interesting every single level. So that's what I've been working on. Just like weird stuff to deal with. And then my spriting has improved over time as well. Along with the programming. Yeah, if you want a comparison, here we can, this is a reference to, oh, that's not the version I'm looking for. This is what my game looked like when I first made it, in 3 days. So we've changed a little bit. Just a tiny bit. There's actually supposed to be things preventing me. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not supposed to be able to jump off the bridge this easily. Everything is supposed to be much more difficult, but I got pretty lucky there. So yeah, that's what Jump Off the Bridge version 1 looked like. And then to do a harken back to that level, I made this one. That I'm in the middle of. But it all starts small, with an idea. And then my version on Steam is slightly different as well. This is I've been working on an update for 2 years now, so I have a lot of changes from there that are much different. I just build off of tutorials I know, experiment, and a lot of trial and error. Honestly, that's the best way to do it, frankly. It's kind of like, I did the same thing when I was starting. It was like you go to tutorials, you try to find code, and then you try to manipulate that code. And if you can, and you can understand it, then it becomes like another tool in your toolbox, essentially, for how you deal with something. And I'm still learning stuff about GameMaker even now. Oh, and Google. Yeah, Google helps. Even ChatGPT is kind of helpful sometimes with programming for GameMaker. It sometimes uses the old functions for like GameMaker 1, Studio 1, and even sometimes GameMaker 8.1. Really old version of GameMaker, but it can still be useful for giving some of the basic stuff in GML if you're looking for it. Alright, so we have our branch. Our branch is fixed. I think that's pretty good. Yeah. So now we can work on anything else, really. I think the next thing I want to do is find a better color for my spiders. So I did like how the white is easy to see, but I don't like how sent a picture of the open PC. I did look at the PC, I think. Oh, and the colored version. Oh, it's glorious, dude. I love the colors. Making a zombies clone. I think you're changing it up quite a bit for the zombies clone, frankly. It looks already different to begin with. And you've added Sadako, which I don't think was in the original Zombies Ate by Neighbors. Yeah, your PC looks great, Thomas. I'm excited to hear you play Elden Ring on it and how it goes. What am I doing here? I need to open up the... And then, Jazz, you said you got some M&Ms. That's good. It doesn't have the caffeine that you need. Or want, I should say. But the candy will sustain you. Yeah. I think I just called the spiders done. Yeah, okay. Okay, I might just make the spiders red, to be frank. I wasn't gonna do them red because I was gonna do like tiny spiders red, but actually I feel like I want something darker. Am I okay with that? Maybe. Looking great, Thomas. You following after Cody and being a streamer? Everybody's in that streamer mindset, dude. They're here for it. I'd like to watch a Thomas stream. Okay. Let's see what that looks like. Those actually look pretty good. I like how they juxtapose against the background and sort of stand out more. Let's see what it looks like animated. And then actually I might program. Let's program the actual spider AI because I've been meaning to do that for a while. Yeah, dude, so many files. I just have to search for everything now. It's terrible. I'm so bad at sorting. I have I have 3 tabs. I have my sprites tab, which is, and obviously this is just because of the game I'm making. Any other game, it would not be generally a problem, but because every level is different, like I'm constantly changing and adding and making different sprites and stuff like that, so it's always going to be different. And then I have a single thing for just rooms, which obviously the rooms one isn't that bad, frankly. To be frank, it's mainly just the objects and whatever. But when you got 50 levels, well, I think this one, I got 100 levels in this thing here now, and every one of them has sprites for something. It doesn't, and then I got the city, and then all the town, and all the people, and all of the talk, and all of the breaking the coffee, everything. I mean, it's all got a sprite, so. Alright, let's look at the spider. Oh yeah, red looks much better. I should have went with that initially. Okay. And then we're gonna program spider AI. If I can find it. Okay, here it is. Alright, so what is a sprite? A sprite is just an image or an animation. It's an old holdover from the early days of like the Nintendo Entertainment and stuff like that. They have sprites, so any picture is a sprite, like this, or my player. That's a sprite. We just call them sprites. Or this penguin. That's a sprite. Things like that. Ah. All right. So I don't know if you do this fuzzy, but what I do when I do like AI for my stuff is I like to divide it into phases. So I usually set up my spider to, or anything as like a phase 0, and then I'll go in, and then during each phase it'll have some different part of AI. So for example, let's see if I can find a good example. I suppose I can use a boss. Oh, you use states. Okay. I'm assuming that's really similar. I didn't know how popular it was to do something like that, so I've been thinking about it recently when one of my friends is a streamer, Mally, but I don't think so. I want to record benchmarks on my hardware because it helps me a lot to decide for this config, but I did not find every game I want to play, so I'm going to record it myself. Interesting. That sounds like fun. You use states. Okay. Well, if you use states, it's probably pretty similar to what I'm doing here. But to show, basically, like I have, like if phase is -1, this is the code I want to continually loop. It's kind of like just having another step event, really, but on a tinier scale. And if phase equals 0, this is the code I want to run over and over again, etc. And then it just goes all the way up, depending on what I need it. And sometimes I run sub-phases within those phases as well. So for example, the tree, it has a lot of phases because it's like going to be a boss, and so each phase I have like different animations that are playing and things like that, and then it cycles through the code for each phase, going from there. Oh, I missed. And then obviously all of these phases will be filled with boss logic, but that's just in general. Okay. So let's go to the spider, and since we're focusing on the spider, let's close everything but the spider. And let's give GameMaker a couple of minutes. I have to go study. Not like this. Not like this. Yeah, this is your procrastination time. We got the new computer, so it might be like, 50% faster to study. You never know. Unless you got to study out of a book. I think you said you had online classes. North America is waiting. What does that mean? Oh, yeah, that's right. You got to memorize everything in North America. I believe in you. Mostly. Michigan's the hand. And then that's it. Everything else you just got to remember. Just remember the mittens for Michigan. And then good luck on the rest. Ohio is made up. Yeah, Ohio. Yeah, and Ohio. Ohio isn't even real. And honestly, if you want to remember the Ohio, the easiest way to remember it is Ohio is the only state in America that doesn't share a letter with the word mackerel. That's how I remember Ohio. Easy. Too many vowels. Too many. Mackerel? I like that U face. I have not seen anybody prioritize the use of the U face. %75 vowels. That's true. And they have a lot of cops and police officers. Alright, we gotta figure out movement for the spiders. And phases as well. So let's stare at them and see what comes to us. Alright, so when I was on Nothing Like Virginia, you mind your manners in Virginia. What does that mean? At least I'm not one of those tilde users. Damn whimsical bastards always saying hi. Oh, tilde. Got it. Hey, you spelled tilde wrong too, man. Or lady. WTF. Making me struggle over here. I actually use the tilde. I might be one of those people. I've never used it as a prefix for something, though. That's strange to me. I've used it as a suffix. Like if you're like hi or hello and then like that. But I've never used it as a prefix. That's a whole nother type of person. Yeah, what is wrong with how I taught? Why do you have the upside down question mark? It almost, if anything, it almost implies like a sing-song way of saying it, I think. Like hello or something like that. That's kind of how I imagine. Because you know how in like other languages, they always have, well, at least in Mandarin, the accent above the letter denotes where you start when you say the vowel. So if it's like an A with like a, well, in the Romanji or whatever it is, the Romanized version, the Pinyin version, whatever they call it. But if the thing is like an A and then it has a ramp, you have to start low and then end high when you say it. And then if it's just flat, you have to maintain the same. So actually, Mandarin was really difficult for me because I'm like hearing impaired and I wear hearing aids. So the subtle difference in fluctuation of a vowel started at a different tone and then intonated up or down, or a V where you have to start like and then go down and then up again. Like that was really difficult for me. I didn't realize people would call the states by not native names. Yeah, this is what the Czech version of the states look like. That's pretty cool, actually. Alaska. It must be just the way they're reading it in the Czech vowels. That's how, like, they're pronouncing it the same way, but according to their vowels. That's interesting. That's not a lot to memorize. Bro, show Thomas the 50 nifty. What is the 50 nifty? I don't know what the 50 nifty is. That's not a lot to memorize. You got this. I don't know half of this stuff, though. What the hell is the Chukchi Sea? I know this. Yeah, what? Yeah, question mark? I'm assuming when you say 50 nifty, you're referring to, in my head, I'm inferring you're referring to a mnemonic device that people use to remember all 50 states, but I don't know what the 50 nifty is. That is just my guess. Okay, we'll figure it out together. So when I was in Mackinac Island, we were sitting down and eating lunch, my girlfriend and I, and it was just on these rocks. And it was a ton of white rocks, and then there was no sand or anything, but it was like kind of like a beach of just like kind of big rocks, which means that there was a lot of like underpasses underneath all the rocks and different things like that. And there was like a ton of spiders. Like the whole thing was just spiders. And I have no problem with spiders at all, but I was watching how they move. And so I want to try to replicate that. I couldn't get a video of it because they were really tiny. And it just wouldn't pick it up with my phone camera. But like a way a spider moves when it's kind of just like walking around. Like, because most of the time you see spiders, at least when I was growing up, they'd be like in a web. So they wouldn't move very often. But on the rocks, when they like explore, it was like they'd stop. Actually, I can probably do it with my hand. It would like stop, and then they would like turn, move in a direction, and like turn, move. It was like really bizarre. So I'm going to try to replicate that with the spiders here, and we'll see if I can do it. I just threw it to deep L. Is safe. Is YouTube video of song. Okay. We'll read the lyrics. Oh, sweet. I don't want to get copyright struck. Let's see what the 50 nifty is. The flag that billows so beautifully in the breeze. Each individual state contributes to a quality that is great. Deserves a bow. We salute them now. 50 nifty United States from 13 original colonies. Shout 'em, scout 'em, tell 'em all about 'em. One by one till we're given a day to every state in the USA. Alaska, Arkansas, Colorado, Delaware. Okay, so it goes through the states. Okay. North, south, east, west, in our common objective opinion. Texas is the best. The best of the what? 50 nifty United States from the 13. It names them in alphabetical. Oh, I see. Got it. That's kind of neat. It looks like 2 million people found this. Well, 11,000 people found it useful. 2 million people watched it. That's how I learned the states. That's a good mnemonic, and I am happy I guessed exactly what you were talking about. I knew you were suggesting a mnemonic. All right, so we gotta replicate spider behavior here. So they're kind of strange. So I want a look phase. And then there should be a chance that they move in that direction. Thomas only has 10 minutes to study. He procrastinated. So that's like 3 minutes of time he can't use to memorize the song. Otherwise, he's going to suffer. All right. Play it in the background. That's true. Yeah, he can flip over flashcards while playing it in the background. Maybe he just plays it during the test. It's probably an online test anyways. Yeah. Okay, so actually we have the web trap. I want to create that when he encounters a spider as well. No, it won't be online. Oh man, do you have to go in somewhere for it? That sounds terrible. I didn't think you had a physical school, Thomas. I thought you were just online all this time. You are going to school every day. Oh, okay. I just thought it was an online thing for some reason. That's true. You're like 8 hours ahead right now or something like that. What am I thinking? No, I am not Barton. Maybe that's what I was thinking of. Barton is the one that does that. Yeah, didn't he say he has like just online classes in the morning or something like that? I don't remember. Okay. Actually, we don't really do anything for this phase. It might be unnecessary. We can actually do SPR. Spider stand. The sugar is making me sleepy. That means you need more sugar, Jazz. How much time do you have left to work? Can you do some like jumping jacks or something? I don't know if tiring you out is going to make you... Well. How do I want to do this? I think I want to till 5, my guy. Dude, that feels like forever from now. I'm in the office today. Oh, God. Yeah, you work 3 days a week at the office? 2 days a week at the office? I don't remember. I feel like I need a target for my arc. But I could just make them look randomly. No, it probably would help if they actually turn. Why do you think I'm older than you? I would like an itemized list. An item. 4 days in, 1 day remote. Okay. For some reason, I thought you had more remote days, but I think I'm just conflating the time you have off of work as a remote day. An itemized list for why? I thought you were older than me. Itemized list, item number 1. You seem more financially responsible than I am. 2, maybe just some way that you referred to like the past. It seemed like it was bigger or something. Not that you had more preoccupation with the past, but that you've had a lot of experiences and that you would reference them often. And that's sort of a thing I've seen like older people do in general. They like mention a lot more of their like youthful, or not youthful, but like different experiences. You've mentioned like the hiking stuff and all this other stuff. So things like that. That you raised 3 kids, yeah. That you know, crossed the entire United States with just you and your chicken in a car, and then you got LSD on the way back. Yeah, you're a boomer, is what I'm saying. Barton has online classes, but he is playing games through them and then the rest of the day. Still unable to 1v1 him. What is he even doing? Maybe he's just afraid, Thomas. He's afraid of you. Yeah, so where are we at right now? We're at, for the itemized list, it's the financially responsible winning. No, you can't Charlie Sheen winning anything. That's like a boomer meme. Yeah, financially responsible in some respects. And then the regaling of the past. That's like an older trait that I had considered. And then, I don't know, maybe it was like the way that you interacted in chat just made you seem older, more mature. I don't know what it was. So I don't know what that says about you. Or what it says about me. There's some interesting considerations here. Alright, I feel like I need a... Do you know this guy? Barton? No, I don't know Barton. Oh. I know of Barton. It means we're all old. Oh no. I'll beg for ass pics next time. Yeah, that's what makes Kashi seem really young and youthful, is that he begs for ass pics. Do I know this guy? Wedgery. I did actually watch some videos from Wedgery. Yeah, I think I did. I don't... Oh, yeah, it's liked. I did watch it at some point. I don't know if I left a comment, though. 4 years ago. I thought I did. I usually try to leave a comment on everyone's stuff. But I guess I just liked his video. I didn't say anything. Should I respond now, 4 years later? Thanks for playing my game. I'll do that when I release the update. That would be really funny. It means we're all old. Greatest of all time. He showed me the game. Really? You found it through him? I thought you would have found it through Fifquo? Fifquo? I don't know how to pronounce his name. I think he specifically capitalizes the second F. I know he was like a really big... Do you talk old? I don't know. Actually, technically yes, because when you use grammar and punctuation and spell everything correctly, you sound old. But when you use emotes, it makes you younger. So it's kind of a catch-22, honestly, if you think about it. The more accurate you are in your speech, the more you convey that you are older. Seems good. Seems good. Yeah. You gotta take what you can get in this big wide world. Alright, I swear I'm gonna actually do some programming, I promise. I could say lolzers or oh my god. Yeah, you could. So young. Seems good. Dino Dance. Cheers to that. Yeah, lolzers or oh my god or Riz or Skibbity Toilet. Like those, that's how you connect with the inner child. Pwned, dude. those are old. Am I using an HHD? No, I'm using an SSD. Ew. Pwned. This makes me curious about how old Fuzzy is. No, I don't know though. I don't even know if I could guess. I don't know enough about you, Fuzzy. Man, what would my guess be based on the limited information I have? Over 30? There's no way. I don't believe it. 32? Do you mean Skibbity's Riz? Yes, I do. Thank you. Thank you, Thomas. I don't believe you're over 30. But it is possible. Alright, ignore all my thoughts of emojis making you younger. Apparently, we have boomers in chat. It's Fuzzy Buzzy. No, we're not ageist here. I accept everyone for whatever age they are. 60-year-olds in chat? Come on, come out. Let's go. Let's have a chat. I'm too young to be here. I should go touch some grass. I don't think you're too young. I haven't said anything provocative. I'm here. Yeah, that's true. The young old hag is here. No. Or what did you say? Krusty? The young crusty hag or something? Yes. 60 people. 60-year-old in chat. Artifact sad. No more raining sad emote for you. Alright, we actually have to do something here. I've been staring at this for too long. You guys are too funny. Okay. We need a target degree. I don't know why I want to call it arc. Target degree needs to be set somewhere. I don't know where. Way in here. Let's just, for now, do anything within a circle. And a stable job. That's what makes you sound older. It's true. That probably makes you sound 50. I didn't think about that, but yeah. What made you sound 50 was when you were like, I've done the math, and I don't know if I can independently achieve my dream of owning this particular thing realistically within the time frame I've set for myself. I was like, man, Jazz is old. No. Pragmatic, long-term thinking? Old. Do you have an Instagram? Yeah, she does, dude. She's not 80. She's only 60. She has an Instagram. All 60-year-olds have an Instagram. Y'all don't have goals? I have goals, but I'm not mathing them out. I don't go into other people's chats and say, I'm a freak and I love math. I do. I just made it like 3 weeks ago. Holy shit. Jazz just keeps sounding older and older every minute. Who is this person? No. I add a profile pic on there tonight. Yeah, you don't have a profile pic. I was actually debating, should we make you a profile pic for Steam too? Because you don't have one. I don't, lol. Holy shit, Thomas, red-pilled and based. What is he doing, dude? This guy's crazy. Why do you even ask? Just to check your age. Can it not be my face? For Steam? I don't know, it could be. I just figured you could do something like your cow picture that you drew. Was that bad to do? It's not bad. You can do your face if you want. Most people do, like, I don't know, like gag stuff or some sort of thing they symbolically feel that represents them. Like a like their fursona or something. Typically, it's not like, like Facebook where you just post your picture on there and then when somebody kills you in a game, they're looking at the face that killed you. Like my face. Yeah, if you feel that represents you. What the fuck am I saying, dude? I'm the only one in my class who doesn't have an Instagram. Chad Thomas. As soon as we get a profile picture of Thomas, I'm editing his chin to be much bigger than it is. No, I don't think it matters either way. Short content sucks. I think there's a time and place for it. I know that there is this cultural web currently, pun intended, because the spider level. But there's this cultural web of the grind set mindset where you have to be working on something. And if you aren't working on something, you should feel bad about not working on something. I don't think that's inherently true. I think that there needs to be some balance of consumption as destruction in some capacity. And I don't even think necessarily, I'm not trying to attribute malice to consumption, because there is good reasons to consume. You have to consume to eat, to live. You have to eat to live, things like that. You have to watch things sometimes to be inspired to do other things. Sometimes seeing somebody do something can make you more inspired to engage with and do something. I do see the negative drawbacks of short form content that exploits psychology in order to keep you engaged for longer periods of time than you would initially want, because it's much easier to scroll than sometimes it is to like exit that scroll. So I'm not saying there's all positives to it, but I think there is a healthy way to consume content on social media, on the internet. It just depends on who you are, what the algorithms are, how they manipulate you, and understanding and being aware of those processes and things like that. I think there needs to be a balance of the creation and destruction, and there needs to be a balance of, relaxing and vegging out in some capacity. I also read this book. I can't remember the guy's name. I think it's Nur Ayal, and it was about distractions. And in the book, one of the interesting things is he mentions a study from Mayan children versus American children, and they found that the Mayan children had, I think it was Mayans or some sort of South American type, but the Mayan children who had less authority, parental involvement in their lives, had focus for much longer periods of time than American children who had a lot of like parental and authority guidance. So what that essentially means is that the kids that had to spend all day in school being told what to do by adults would often find a lot more like distractions engaging, and they had a harder time focusing on things because their life wasn't led by their decisions. It was led by parents' decisions. It was led by the authority of their teachers' positions and stuff like that. And so they found that the reason kids often escape into the internet and other, social media and stuff like that is because they had some aspect of control over their lives more than they did when they were just living it in general, where their parents would determine what they're doing, where school would determine what they're doing, where their extracurricular stuff would determine, grandparents, all these authority figures in their life. So I think that's really interesting to consider when you look at the engagement of like, why am I engaging with this particular thing? Because I don't often think it's just as simple as look at Instagram and go short form content is bad, because we can agree that it's bad in some respects, but it depends on how you use it and what you're using it for, and whether you're using it to escape reality in some ways. To remind chat, I'm 27, not 84. I'll believe it when I see it. I want an ID picture. Brain rot iPad kids. I today saw a baby like 2 years old scrolling on TikTok. Brain rot literally makes me sad. Like if I spend more than 20 minutes on TikTok, I just feel bad. Now, are you saying that you feel bad because societally, have you not seen my face either? I have seen your profile picture, but it's been small. So it's tiny. It's low resolution. Are you made to feel bad because everyone else is telling you should feel bad about TikTok, or do you feel bad just because, the content you're watching? Not guilt, just mentally feel bad. Interesting. I wonder if it's that the type of content you see, because I've noticed that in my feeds I'm much more disappointed when I'm like comparing myself to like various people doing stuff that I feel like I want to be doing or things like that. And I also feel it's difficult to deal with and engage with aspects of like you have to continually keep in your mind that these things you're watching are just um, not reality. And I think that's important. That in some capacity this is just fantasy. And these are snapshots of people's lives, and you sort of fill in the rest of the context based on who you are and what you experienced, rather than get a real image of what you're looking at. Really exhausted and yucky. That is interesting. It's just bad for mentals. Yeah, I think everybody can determine it differently. I have a lot of art on my feeds now after going through and changing some of my algorithms around. So that's a little bit better, but I try to avoid it. Or I try to acknowledge, like, hey, I'm doing this because, like, I just don't want to think for a little bit. But then often I consider, like, I should probably take the time to journal and, like, write out my feelings rather than try to ignore them because they're just going to compound, essentially. But yeah, actually, Thomas, you do bring up a good point about young people dealing with scrolling. I do wonder how that's going to affect people's attention span later, and I do know that research shows that the attention span is decreasing, so I'm curious to see how much that affects the children of different generations. And Jazz, you won't have to worry about TikTok pretty soon, because it'll be banned on January 19th, assuming everything goes. Wait, have what? TikTok. RIP. Do have? You guys are speaking in fragmented sentences. It doesn't make you sound younger. I already know your ages. It's over. We've determined Fuzzy is 26. Jazz is 84. And Thomas is obviously 35. I figured it all out. So you guys don't need to hide your ages anymore. I am well aware. Don't look sad. How old do you think I am? Aren't you like 16 or 14 or something? I think we talked about this before. You're 34 in my mind, but I think you're gonna be fucking kidding. Yeah, you're like 14, dude. What are you talking about? No, you said you were preparing for college. And you have a full ass computer, so. What is this? Person in motorized wheelchair, medium dark skin tone. Hey Drew, how are you? 54. My delay is so bad. I'm sorry. I'm not actually dropping frames, so it's all you. It's the Czech Republic internet. How are you doing, Drew? Are you aging? We got old people in chat today, man. I'm glad to see some youth. Some real youth happening. I'm 16, by the way. I was close. I was like right between. I just survived a hurricane. I'm young again. And I found the rush. Want to hear a story how I got on the Titanic? Lol. Yeah, actually, I really do want to hear that, Fuzzy. Was it the Federal Reserve like they keep talking about? Or was it something else? Oh my god, were you close to that? I swam even better. In the cold water? I am assuming you had some precursor to the Wim Hof method. You just happened to practice Eastern meditation practices. Yeah, Drew, you must have been so close to the hurricane that it practically just restored the hair on your head. Sounds like an Oscar movie. It was an Oscar-winning film. There was a love story and everything. In Orlando, hurricanes are not a worry. Not a worry. Yeah, I don't understand why everybody's so worried about the hurricanes. All you got to do is get two pieces of sheet metal and just hold them against the hurricane and it'll just blow off of you. So I don't understand why people haven't figured out that life hack yet. Nice meeting you. I'll stop by again. Nice meeting you as well, Fuzzy. I appreciate you joining chat, and I'll definitely see you again. And obviously, I'll do more programming next time. I'm pretty distracted right now. So good luck on your game, and make sure to post updates on it too. I want to see more of it. Keep us posted. Life hack. It is a life hack. Be safe and good night. Yeah, what else have you been up to, Drew? How's work been treating you? You said you were pretty busy, I think, last time. I thought Drew was a Michigander too. He was, but he moved. He's in Arizona now. Or Arkansas. One of the A states. Why do I keep thinking Arizona? It's Arkansas. Work, and I went to Florida for a week to golf and meet with friends. That sounds awesome, dude. Actually, I recommended your game to Barton. Really? That's interesting. I did not know that. So, did you know Barton before then? Because I remember asking you one time, and I thought you said that you did not know him. But obviously you know him if you're trying to 1v1 him every day. Yeah, how was golfing? Did you win? Did you get to put your new skills to the test, Drew? You've been practicing. Target degree. I don't want to do that. Yeah, I know. Since he born. Gotcha. So you guys are twins. Understandable. Or he's younger than you. And you knew his mom and dated his mom. Which makes sense. Shot 80. Could only play one course since the hurricane put down a lot of rain and a bunch of the courses didn't want to open up. Interesting. Yeah, I was going to say that must have been pretty difficult. But fun. Drew is also old. He's younger now. After the hurricane. I know him through my mom friend. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I figured you were dating somebody's mom and then he was born and you knew him since he was born. That's basically how it works, obviously. I feel like I could just do target degree. I'm like loosely thinking about this spider movement in the background. Lol. How do you laugh in Czech? Is it just ha 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 or is it something else? Is it like haj 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 or something like that? Like what does it look like when you write it out? W Riz. Yeah, obviously you have the W Riz. The W Riz for moms. Tee hee hee. Yeah, is it a tee hee hee? Is that what it's like? Is it just ha ha ha? Okay, gotcha. For some reason, I thought it would be like, because you know how, well, I don't know if you know this, but the Spanish speakers, they do like the ja 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 sort of thing. So I was wondering if it was any different. Degree. Okay, well, we have our degree currently. You cannot start with a capital letter. You can't? Oh, interesting. So that's how you say it? You do lowercase and then uppercase? That's distinctly the Czech way, is what you're telling me? That's basically it. Okay. No. Okay. You mean no as in yes. I got you. Lol, lol, lol. I figured it out. Alright, so we have these spiders. And they're going to look around. Oh, Barton just sent a... Or, as Drew. Drew's cabinet. Women holding hands, light skin tone, medium dark skin tone. I did not know that was an emoji, but now I am aware. This is a woman surfer. This is actually... Drew has a lot of hair now, so that's why he feels represented by that. Woman student, medium dark skin tone. Why do you keep doing the medium dark skin tones, bro? Woman golfing, tone 2. Woman construction worker. Maybe I was joking. I thought you were joking. These emoji names are so funny. I could spam a wall of text from them if somebody doesn't have 7TV. It's amazing how long they are. Woman in manual wheelchair, medium skin tone. Yeah, I guess there are non-manual wheelchairs, but you could just put white woman in wheelchair. But I guess because they got to keep doing all the different skin tones of each one, they have like medium and dark. That's so funny. That's actually hilarious. Tone 3. They gave up on medium tone because it was already too long. So they just put tone 3. Tone, I didn't even notice that, but now that I'm looking at it, yeah, tone 4 is much shorter than woman holding hands with light skin tone, medium, dark skin tone. Those are terrible. I'm going to get 7TV. I just got the extension downloaded because I was using it for Tyler's chat, but I think I need to connect it with my Twitch account or something, and then you guys can use 7TV emotes that I add. And I'm close to affiliate, Drew, so get ready for ads. That'll be so good. I can't wait to contribute to the Twitch platform. Yeah, I just get affiliate on Twitch and then I move over to Kick. That would be so funny. Oh, great. It's okay, I'll cross-stream on Kick for you. Just for you. So you don't gotta watch ads. Then we'll have 2 different chats that I can read from. And then I'll have to learn how to separate my eyes so I can read each one independently at the same time. I guess we can do a move. So, well, actually, we have this already. Dur minus 90. Why is... I was going to say, why is there a emote that's Cody Penn medium rare skin tone? But I only read it in the thing. That's great, Thomas. That's super good. That's a good joke. Alright, so... image angle is direction minus 90. Yeah, okay, so this is why it's looking towards the player. Suppose I could just make a move. This is all the movement's gonna be. New emoji for Discord? That's a good idea, actually. Yeah, I'll have to think of something good for it. I feel like it needs to be like Cody, manual wheelchair, medium rare skin tone. Okay, let's let me take a picture of that, and we'll go from there. We'll think of something. We'll think of something good. Oh, speaking of which, Thomas, I did actually look into the Steam trading card stuff, so I know how to do it. We just got to do it, and then we'll be set. It's not as hard as I thought it was. I'll have to create like 10 images for badge or for cards. I had to create 10 cards or more. I think it's like anywhere from 5 to 12 or something cards. And then you can only have so many in a pack. And then people collect the packs. And then I have to do badges. And then they get a certain tier of badge based on collecting the packs. And then after that, there's wallpapers I have to make, which are pretty big in resolution, but I still think I could do it. Yeah, for real. Yeah, I did look into it because it was it's actually in my thing here. I don't know if I can show this to you, but I was looking it up. Yeah. So I have to create 5 to 15 trading cards, 5 to 10 emotes, badges for levels 1 to 5, and then a foil badge, so 6 badges, and then 3 to 10 profile backgrounds. And the card images are kind of big. It's basically just a bunch of art, is what it is. I have to do a bunch of art. Animated backgrounds? I don't think I can do animated. No, they're just static. Can I do animated? I don't know. I might be able to. I don't know. I'm not sure. It doesn't say. It just says static. But I might be able to. Is that the catch? Catch. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I have, so we gotta do it. It's just a bunch of art is what I gotta do, basically. Which, I was thinking I could do some of it on stream. I probably won't do it today, but I'll definitely do it for the next stream. We'll start working on the trading cards to get them done. Because that seems pretty easy. I must have tier 5 Steam badge from Jump Off the Bridge. Yeah, I was thinking of making, like, I don't know how I want to do the badges, but I feel like the Time Wizard has to be, like, a top one, right? It's shy. What is that? What is that for? I'm glad you're still awake, Jazz. That's a pretty good emote, honestly. Barely awake. You only got 1 hour left, dude. We're cruising. Why are you having long hair? Does it mean something? Like you are a goat? You asking me why I have long hair? I just don't want to cut it. I don't want to deal with haircuts. It costs money for haircuts. And I also don't want to be bald either. I figured I'd enjoy it while I have hair. Worst Monday ever. Oh no. Guys, don't tell her. Don't tell her it's not what she thinks it is. Like you are a goat. Like I am the greatest of all time. Fuck. Censoring swear words also is great too. Sooner or later. Man, should I even be doing programming or should I just be drawing? I feel like I should just be drawing. Stop calling me old. You're not old, Jazz. You're young. You're very youthful. More youthful than anyone suspected. No. Now your voice doesn't sound old either. I mentioned that yesterday, but it doesn't sound old, so. So if you go on a blind date where, you know, the eyes are covered, your voice doesn't sound old. Damn it. Yeah, I sound like I'm 12. I didn't say that, but you sound young. Terrible. Jazz is harsh on herself. I guess I can make more protesters. That's what we're going to do. It's protester time. Get ready for Protester 2. Alright, let's get a base. Oop, I fucked up. Let's get a base for all of our protesters. Something simple. What the fuck? Okay. Is there anything else on the sign? Okay, there is. Let's get rid of whatever this is. Okay. And then we'll just, yeah. Doesn't matter, we'll be replacing these anyways, but. Okay, and then, since I accidentally put these on the sign layer, let's remove them. Okay. And then I would like some oppressive colors, because those are going to be easier to work with. And let's see something else. Oppressive. Let's do the opposite of the color wheel. Okay. So this is our base. Put that there, and then we're gonna make a couple of these guys because I want some variety. Well, protester. Duplicate. Perfect. Duplicate. Perfect. Maybe we should do, I don't know, 6? 7? Let's do 7. I'm feeling it. Jazz has another 40 minutes of work before she's free and can drive home. I think I can do that in 40 minutes. $51. Pedantic about numbers. Old. That's how I know. Is this character a social justice warrior? No, I was actually just looking up photos of Woodstock. That's kind of what I was basing him on, just like the environmentalist. Nah, it's a self-insert for Cody. What are you trying to say? Now, I for some reason, I like this idea of the, like, I don't really have a level for it, and I'm not saying this because I want you guys to give me your ideas. I'm just saying because I'll figure it out as I go. But I have like the newscaster, and then you fall down, and then it's like the protesters reveal themselves. You're a damn hippie. Get off my lawn. Jazz is really engaging with this boomer archetype. She's just accepting her age now. I'm a damn hippie. Get off my lawn. So I don't know if I'm gonna do some sort of like environmentalist joke or something, but I like the idea of somebody protesting with the water, and so I made that, and it looks pretty funny. So what is the name of your? It's Jimothy. Jimothy. It's like Jim and Timothy. It's like a terrible name. I also made since the last stream, I made a bedraggled reporter thing, and then we have the reporter run, which is pretty good. I don't know. Oh, the difference is he's holding his hand differently as he breathes heavily. So, hair like Trump. Jimathan. That is another name that is equally as good. Jimmy and Timothan, obviously. Those are the names you're combining there. So, yeah. We also need, actually, we can duplicate this. Just need the sign separated. So I got like a gag in mind for that. And then this really doesn't need to be. Maybe something here for the rotate. I might make it lower. Because it's like a whatever. Yeah, okay. Now we need some protesters. I was kind of making them hippie-like, so maybe I'll do one with like a fun tie-dye shirt or something. How would you do a tie-dye shirt? Maybe it would just be like kind of chaotic looking, I think. When you make tie-dye, they're all like ring, like you take the fabric, you bunch it up, and then you add the dye, and then you on the outside of it, and then when you're done, you open it all up. So they all need to kind of originate from some sort of ring, I think. Needs a headband. Headband for sure, in my opinion, of course. I think a headband's a good idea. I feel like, is red a color that I can use here? It's got to be darker, I think, or lighter. All the colors are kind of like washed out. They should be more washed out. And they're usually on white shirts. Only game I have a problem with is GTA Online. I think everybody has a problem with GTA Online. I have not seen... Well, actually, we're doing this all in the sign. Okay, we gotta fix that. Okay. It's just not a very well-to-run game. Maybe I like the green. Let's add some blue. This is oppressive looking. We shall start over with white and try again. I like the maroon pants though. Let's make them darker. Like I can imagine like a weird like corduroy maroon pants, if that makes sense. I actually like the brighter version more. And then I actually have seen tie-dye shirts that are like this green, but let's make it a little brighter. That might be too bright. Let's soften it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And then add some vague colors. Okay. Looks pretty good. Maybe we can add one more. Like a pink. I'm playing on a very high setting, 60 FPS, enough for my monitor, but the controllers have a crazy delay. The controls have a crazy... Yeah, that makes sense. It's a pretty intensive game to run on any computer, I'd say. But you want a lighter pink. That seems... Yeah, okay. This is looking pretty good. And then you said needs a headband. Maybe it's because of HHD. It could be, yeah. That could be an aspect of it for sure. Let's make this green. Maybe a little pink over here. Yeah. It is unplayable. It is. It is very unplayable, it sounds like. Now, for some reason, when Jazz said headband, I thought of the aforementioned sort of I'm kind of thinking this headband. I don't know why. Like a red. Honestly, solid color is fine. So, woman character? I guess it could be. Could be ambiguous too. Let's get a different skin tone. I want some variety. That looks ghastly. We have to do the between for this, I think. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then should we do something for her pants? Do like stripes? Looks a little strange. Pockets? No. I almost like this, but I'm not entirely sure. Oh, what about like knee patches? With pockets? Now they kind of look like cargo pants. I don't know if I like that. What if we do dithering? Honestly, I kind of like the dithering. Let's just go with that. All right. Person achieved. So what am I doing here? We're going to... This is going to be the same, basically. Oh, no, the hands are higher. Okay. My bad, my bad. Should I upgrade to Windows 11? I don't know. Because I'm not sure I'm upgraded. I'd say it probably is advantageous to do it sooner rather than later if they're going to force you to do it anyways, but I'll let you figure it out. I honestly am not sure. Yeah, Jazz, you sound like you're having a tough time. Are you going to make it? You got some good food waiting for you when you get home at least? Depends. How's your vitamin D? I don't. Oh man, are you gonna get something on the way back or what? I don't have anything for dinner, dude. Sounds like you need. Sounds like you need a housewife or something, or a man husband. You know, a houseman, whatever they call it. Or you need a personal chef. Pops will have a hummus sandwich. You are suffering today. Jess is dying. It's up to us to help her. Let's remove the hair for now. No, let me perish. I've lived long enough. It's true, you've had quite a long and prolific life. You are right about that, Jazz. Okay. Put that there. Alright. Alright, pretty good. And this is it with the sign, obviously. You and me, Jazz, we're both exhausted. It's over for us Tuesday. It's the beginning of the week. I'm done. Almost forgot to download Age of Empires too. Yeah, we're gonna play it later in the week sometime. I'll see all this new knowledge you have. Okay. Protester 2. Complete. Let's program the protester. Simple. There's no way today is Tuesday. I don't know what happened on Monday either. It just kind of came and went. It's probably because you were up late gaming. Reliving your youth. Which has long been since gone forever. Now that you're 84, obviously. With Mally, it would be quick. That's true. He castle dropped me, dude. I'm not gonna forget it. I'm rushing to Castle Age next time. Primary effort. Oh, man. We're almost at 3 hours for stream, guys. Dude, we did pretty good today. We're gonna have to call a health check on Jazz. Man, it's so over. I gotta do ceiling tile work again today, too, man. Oof. Gotta pay the bills. And I gotta negotiate? Oh my god. It's a whole last day for me. My brain feels fried. Maybe I just need fruit. I'll think about that. I got a mango to cut up. Ah, stream content. Alright, so we have it set up so it'll choose between any of the protesters. And then now we need to make more protesters. I think a wide variety would be pretty good, so I should do some guy in like a business suit. That could be pretty funny. Funny to me. Whoop. Okay, and then we'll give him a blue tie, I think. Technically the arm overrides that slightly. And then should you have like a collar? I don't know. I feel that's pretty good. Maybe I'll just do that. Sort of looks like he's wearing a suit. Sort of. I don't know what it is. There's something that just doesn't look suit-like to me about this. And it's throwing me off. Okay, regardless. Oh, okay, yeah, it's probably the matching. Let's put a line there, though. Maybe some matching suit and pants? Oh, maybe it's... forget it. What kind of hair? I think it needs to be brown hair. Some variation of brown hair. How about this? Oh, bald? Kind of looks like a priest. That's some funky hair. This is like Pilgrims of America type of hair. I'll remember this. Afro? Something was off about it. This reminds me of Gene Wilder hair for some reason. Okay, I think I'm going with this. Oh, we'll change the skin color too. since I want some more variation. This guy goes out in the sun. That's what I'm getting from that. Okay, sweet. So let's I think we did it by hands last time. And then we did head. Okay. Now we can do midsection. It's not entirely consistent, but I can fix it. Hands here. Darkness there. And this is just colored the correct color. And there we go, we got a businessman. Okay. 20 minutes down, 30 more to go. Until Jazz is free. I could end my stream at any time. And she'd have to suffer. Assuming she's still here. Should I go for the variety? Or should I do more hippie-like characters? Let's do casual. Do like jeans or something. Jeans. This can probably be darker. Okay. Actually, we could do more women too. We could do a dress. Let's do a dress. Like a summer dress. Let's give her a darker skin color too. We can do I kind of like that hairstyle. That's like the Karen haircut, but I kind of like this one. Just like square-ish. And then interesting. She looks barefoot. We can't do that. Maybe we'd have like it's hard to do like a blue flower pattern or something on it. It's so tiny. Maybe we can lighten that up so it doesn't detract from the rest of the stuff. Looks pretty good. Maybe they should be filled in. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. Let's start with the head this time. Oh, I messed it up. I was like, why does their mouth look so small? Okay. Sure did this last time. Let's just do the main center line and I'll figure out the rest. Okay, fill this in. She needs this here. Okay, that is 4 of the 7. Or 4 of the 6. I keep thinking 7 because I'm starting with 0 or something like an array. Two more to go. And that is nap time, I think. All right. It's a color I'm looking for. That's what we're going with. An orangish, reddish. Like a dark brown. So we have 2 girls so far. Let's do another one. Did I sound okay on stream? I feel like my voice is so annoying. I don't think it's annoying at all. I thought it was enjoyable to listen to. I wish you would have talked more. I think my word I would use to describe it was like soothing or something. I don't know why.
So I would not worry about it. What kind of... I could do a skirt. I could do a skirt. We could do a skirt. Or like a blouse. Hi. Hello, Bronoham. Are you getting ready for your stream? When are you going to do it? Oh, wait. Is that somebody adding him, or is that him saying? Oh, it is him saying. Okay. I'm about to clock out, Bronoham. You got to take over, dude. 6-ish? That's too late. You got to do it, like, sooner. We tag team, dude. It's a relay race. I do a little bit, then you do a little bit, and we just go back and forth until it's done. Put in our time. Suppose anything is indeed possible. That's like the non-committal way of you saying it's going to be at 6, and probably 7, more likely. When is it done? What are you referring to? I feel like people wear like a lot of whites or like a non-color. I don't really pay attention to clothing that often. Oh, till it's done. That's a good question. When is it done? Obviously when we're done. That's when it's done. Till I die. Should be any day now since I'm a crusty hag. A young crusty hag, thank you. That's what we determined in chat. Please get it right. I know you're old and it's hard to fucking memorize things, but the least you could do is remember that you're a young crusty hag. A crusty hag. Exactly. Per Cody. I don't think I said that. No one clipped it, so it didn't happen. Damn, we get away while putting ourselves down in Cody's chat. We get away. If we get away, we'll be putting ourselves down in Cody's chat. Epic. Damn, we get away with putting ourselves down in Cody's chat. Epic. Got it. Yeah, I figured it out. It took me a couple of tries. Making my job harder. Bronoham. He was shocked. He's older than me. I thought Jazz was like older, dude. I don't know why. Okay, I need to look up. How old? I don't know, man. I thought at least 30 something. Cody's tired today, Jazz. It's not his fault. Feel free to reference the list, the itemized list we have earlier. Alright, guys, I need to know what the business casual woman wears. Oh, okay. Alright, we can work with this. Actually, that's horrible. Do business casual women really wear this crap? I don't believe it. Okay, we're going to do this one. Kitten heels and chunky necklaces. I don't even know what a kitten heel is. Okay. Yeah, give her some drip. Chunky necklaces. I actually kind of like this small heels. Yeah, that makes sense now that I'm looking at it. And she's got like a black shirt, but we're gonna do like a charcoal, some blue or something. How were your trains? Yeah, how were the trains? Maybe I like red more. Thomas, this is with a It can be lighter. Or maybe we could just do brown. Long and consistent. Thomas thinks harder. And then we can do like this. I'm kind of liking this character already. For some reason. And you said the kitten heels. And I see a bunch of them that are kind of like reddish looking. Which looks pretty good. The hair a little longer. Maybe I should change the color slightly. Oh, we're in the same brown, that's why. Maybe it needs to be darker. Oh yeah, that looks better. Okay. What did you say for the dream? Long and consistent, my favorite. Guys, it's 4:49. Jazz talked about wanting to be made into worm food. There's something about her working and things getting hot and heavy, dude. Cody after lunch. What does that mean? I really don't like toes. I'm not going to do it. Like Brono after dark. Yeah, that's true. Me after lunch. It's so over. Except it's Cody and it's early. This is your 4th hour of stream. We're in the after dark age. This is my 3rd hour of stream. Right? Oh shit, he's right. It is my 4th hour of stream. Oh fuck. We're far beyond after dark for me. I was trying to make a necklace, and then I thought in my head, man, I really like how women look with collars. And I was like, that probably isn't something I should say on stream. Anyway, I'm going to go to sleep. Good night. Especially for you, Cody. Thank you. I'm glad you're getting sleep for me, Thomas. Good night. Have a great night. Thank you for coming out. 7-hour streams every day. Could you imagine? That would be crazy. Sleep good, Thomas. Good luck with your memorize. Yeah, make sure you look over your memorizations before you go to bed. There. There. We gotta edit this. Well, actually, we just need this and the hair. Technically, our hair can cover that. That's fine. Okay. Don't forget that you are goat emoji. Thank you. I'll remember that I'm rainbow goat. I appreciate it. Have a good night, Thomas. Thomas with that Riz. Yeah, he's rizzing me up for when I visit the Czech Republic. No wonder he had all these moms under his spell. Now we know. Just marry him already. Guys, I want to remind you that he's 16. Thank you. Just remember that in chat when you say these jokes. How old for marriage in Czech? Interesting question, Brenham. I appreciate your contributions to chat. 18, I think. Guys, we're getting into Thomas's bedtime. He's getting ready to go to bed. Be prepared. Be prepared. That just sounds like a threat. What am I doing here? Ah, I thought you were asleep. Age of consent is 15. Aware? That's what he said aware to? Oh my god. Yeah, okay, the shoulder's gotta stay. Oh, what's going on here? I can... Oh, no, it doesn't matter. Okay. I am trying. Well, take off your headphones, turn off your phone, and then start thinking from your toes all the way to your head. And then just do that over and over again. Try to relax each part. That's how you fall asleep. At least that's how the U.S. military falls asleep. Just ban me. Just ban me already. Toes, he's 15. You know what I meant. Think about your toes. Imagine them relaxing. And then do that for every part of your body, all the way up to the top of your head. He's 15, for God's sake. Bronaham, you gotta stream. I'm falling off, dude. It's going hard. I got one more sprite to do. I'm losing it, dude. I'm fucking losing it. Alright, do I want to do another woman? Don't clip that. It's contextual. I kind of like this character. Thomas. My boy. It's bedtime. He's trolling us now. I kind of like the other character too. She kind of had like a Native American vibe to her. I was kind of into it. Maybe I should look up college student for the last one. Oh. I don't know, man. Gotta eat. Go look in the mirror. Maybe eat more. That sounds like something you'd do, dude. This looks like Drew. Just because he's bald. Drew was here earlier. He might hear your comment. Alright, y'all. I'm heading out. Good luck, Jazz. Hopefully you stay awake long enough to watch Tyler stream in 5 hours when he finally gets to it. It's been a pleasure chatting with you as well. You young old hag. Safe travels. Goodness gracias. Looking forward to Phasma with you eventually. Yeah, it'll be really fun. I don't know if I'm going to get a chance tonight because of the ceiling tile work, but I'm going to try. We shall see. We'll play it eventually, though. She has got, like, big, transparent... Thomas. What is Thomas up to? Honestly, we need to do like a geek or something. I only have one character that I actually successfully did glasses for, and they were like dorky as hell. I don't remember where that character was though. I think it's wherever the lizard is. Yeah. Yeah, these are the glasses. Should I do glasses? I feel like I should. Let's do some glasses. Then we're going to change the skin color. Looks awesome. Thank you. Thomas? Mally's trying to keep Thomas awake. Mally, don't add him. We're trying to get him to go to bed. He's up too late every night. How are you, Mally? How's your day going? Have you 1v1'd anyone today? He's still awake. Thomas? Mally? No, you haven't 1v1'd anyone? Man, how was your day? Lol. Maybe we'll do like this. Oh god, I put it on the sign. Okay, I gotta put it on here. Good. That's good, dude. I'm glad it was good. It could have been worse than good. It could have been even bad. 1v1 Barton? Maybe a nerd should be really white, right? Because they don't go outside. So that would kind of make sense. They don't touch grass. I hope. He hopes to 1v1. Oh yeah, I kind of like that, dude. Make him long hair? You think he should have long hair? This what you were thinking? I kind of like this like short buzz cut though. And he needs like a yup, yeah. That's it. He needs like a graphic tee. And those are always like kind of black, basically. And then we can do like some sort of college student. I've discovered Pink Floyd for the first time type of prism thing. Oh, actually, the Pink Floyd shirt is always like the prism, isn't it? It's like a blue. Let's see if I can do this from memory. I think it's like this, and then it has like the colors going through it. Maybe we'll do a couple. Maybe we'll do the base colors of red, green, blue. Look at that. If anything, it just kind of looks like a gamer shirt too because of the colors, but that's fine. Got like a triangle. Yeah, it's gotta be. It's always like lined, and then they got the light beaming in from one side. Dude, we can do the white on this side, and it's like beaming in the other side, and then you got these rays of color. Perfect. And then maybe we should do the eponymous geeky cargo shorts. Looks like the average low player, isn't he, Mally? Does kind of look like that. Cargo shorts usually go below the knees. They're a little darker. And then we can draw some of the... how do I want to do that? Jib. That looks pretty good, dude. He looks dorky AF. I might make these lower, though. Oh, yeah, bro. No, we want him to have shoes. Gotta have some weirdly ill-fitting brown shoes. Like moccasins or something. Perfect. Darker. Dude. He looks great. And this hand has to be like that. Come 1v1 us. Oh my god. I never thought Mally would say that. Thomas is trying to go to bed, dude. You don't understand. He's been laying down for hours. Okay. Not today. Dude. Thomas is prioritizing his test. He can't come out to play. 1v1 is more important than sleep. He's got to remember all 50 states, dude. This is what a bad influence looks like. Thomas! Fight him! Cody, do you know Chivalry 2? Yeah, I know Chivalry 2. Is that what you guys are playing? I don't own it, but I know it. We just need whatever we can see. So, oh, that's still too much. Lol. We're kind of covering that, but we can draw like the bottom of the prism. I think that's about it. Oh, we can see the red too. Maybe I'll just do like this. No, this kind of looks better. Just do the full thing. Okay. Looks great. Alright, then we test it. You think you have skibbity riz? You think you can skibbity rism out of being responsible? Of course. Oh my goodness, dude. Mally's trying to fucking riz your giat. Oh, Mochi. Is that me saying the giat thing? Alright, let's see if our protesters look varied. Looks pretty good. I could probably do like another 10. How many do we even have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we'd have to double the number and add 2. But if we did another 8 more, everyone would be unique. TwitchCon hype. That is a great emote. And it's like a wave of people. A wave. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Alright, Thomas, I'm not going to be... How are you going to climb up and down the ladder when you can't even keep your eyes open? It's too dangerous. It is too dangerous. This looks pretty good. I'm kind of happy with it. I might do another 8 protesters, but we'll see. Pretty good. Okay. Sweet. All right. For anyone that came out tonight, thank you. Here, we'll get up close and personal. For anyone that came out tonight, thank you. Thank you, Fuzzy Buzzy, I believe it was, for the follow. Hopefully we'll see you again and your game. We have not spoken to Gab for Ghoul, but I hope you're doing well. You followed off stream. And I just noticed right now that one face is sooner later. Yeah, have a good night. Enjoy your night, Thomas. Bronerham will see you online live soon. Thank you, Jazz, and everyone else that showed up. I think we had... Here, I'll scroll through. Jazz, Thomas, Mally, Fuzzy Buzzy, and Jacob in the beginning. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. Glad you enjoyed it. Have a good night. We got some stuff done, and we'll do more later, but I'm going to eat some more, maybe take a nap, and then we'll go from there. Have a good night. Take it easy. Bye-bye, everyone.